tuned in to Umami Night. Umami Night. Umami Night.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Umami Nights, the most unprofessional professional podcast in the world. My name is Chong Ali. With me, as always, is the man with the master plan, the bam 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 bam, drives a Ford Ram. No, he doesn't. He doesn't do that.
I don't drive anything at the moment.
No, he doesn't. We can get into that.
It's called a Segway.
It's the Foot Falcon.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
He is undefeated against bad movies. He is the man they call Mr. Q Film Collective. Make it loud for Mr. Day.No.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. And then
thank
in
you.
the middle, our special guest joining us here today. He is the man who single-handedly built Studio Ozoi. He is in contention for the #1 apprentice. He is the man. Oh wait, I was gonna say man with master plan again, but we already used that one. But he is wearing one of the dopest hoodies in existence, representing NHN. Make some noise for D-Fast Food.
Hello, everyone.
You are now tuned in live to the most unprofessional professional podcast, Umami Nights, and I want to take this time out to thank our sponsors. Bonjour Banh Mi in East Brisbane and Lamarck Express all over Brisbane. They just opened up a new store in Queen's Plaza. So that was today actually. So that's why the head honcho Tang Tran is not here today, because he's probably just making money.
Making chicken.
So, yeah, man, they opened up today.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And they were giving away like chicken sandwiches.
Yeah. Have you tried it?
No, I haven't.
Is that did that only just come out today with the grand opening, the chicken sandwiches?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was only today, but I've heard that he's made it before. He's made them before.
True.
But I've never had any, which is a shame, because I'm arguably the ambassador for Lamarck Express. And don't at me, but if you got something to say, change my mind. But we're not here to talk about me, because I do that all the time. We're here to talk to Mr. Divads Vu.
Yes, we are.
The handy guy. He is not only out here swinging hammers, throwing screws down, climbing ladders, climbing cherry pickers that don't belong to us. He's such an integral part of this space that we call home here at Studio Ozoi. Without this space, we wouldn't be having these Flow Fridays. So I just wanted to give you a big shout out, Divads, and also I want to know what was your initial thoughts when you first joined us in this space. That's why you talk, bro.
Oh,
into the microphone.
my mic works.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen,
The technical difficulties.
as you can
Just
see,
give me 2 seconds.
Divads is
I'm
not.
only good with tools, not good with a microphone.
Nah, that's not true at all. That's not true at all. No, you must have had some sort of mindset when you came into the warehouse and started getting things done.
Yeah. I didn't expect to build a wall here or anything, but...
I don't think we expected that either.
Yeah, it was crazy when you actually built it.
Yeah. I was like, this guy's not going to build a wall.
Gangster.
But yeah, light box, and then... No, it's been fun.
Yeah. There's been a lot of improvements that we've done to the space. If you've ever been here, you'll know. And I think we're up to like 12 listeners. So I don't know how many of those listeners have been to the space. But yeah, it's a gradual change. It's a gradual process here since we've moved in. But it's been really cool to see a lot of different people coming through too. And using the space. So, and Kat's doing her thing. Kat, who works with us at Ozoi, she's one of our photographers. And yeah, so it's cool to see everybody, the community getting together and coming through. And yeah, without Divads here and his handiwork, we would not have this amazing cyclorama wall and the light box and the air conditioners.
It's
and
the whole crew. We all helped.
Just take it, bro. Just take the compliment.
Take it and run with it.
It's okay.
Run away with it.
I just want that number one apprentice position.
It's all
Number one apprentice.
It's one big elaborate plan just to be my apprentice.
That's it. There's an inside running joke where because I was training under Dano, Divards was also trying to jostle for position as number one apprentice, but he knows that that'll never happen. I am and always will be the number one apprentice.
True.
So let's make some noise for Divards Vu. Well, I can see he's visibly uncomfortable, so we're gonna get him off the mic, man.
What are you talking about? Throw him under the bus.
Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions for him, Dano, before we get him out of here?
Yeah, no, that's it, I think. Nah.
Let me just get my phone. I had a couple of questions listed.
You guys planned this, eh?
Nah, not at all.
We don't plan anything. I don't know if you've noticed.
No, I don't have any more questions, to be honest. I just want to give my my love and admiration for everything that you've done for us as well. So yeah, man, it's been a hell of a ride. So yeah, thank you.
It's a team.
Yeah.
You guys come up with an idea and then we just do it.
Yeah, team.
We do it together.
Team Divards.
Team Divards. What does that mean to you? What does team mean to you?
There's only I in team.
Did you say there is an I?
There's only I? You just said there's only an I in team. Either you're very selfish or you can't spell.
Bro, what do you guys... Nala? Nah.
So there's an I in Anala.
Yeah.
There's an I in Vibrant as well.
There is an I in
Oh, no.
There's a lot of inside baseball going on here.
Okay. That's all we got for tonight.
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations, Dave. Or Divards. You've clocked 6 minutes in your first interview.
Sweating, eh?
Yeah, it's probably the quality of the
Actually, I do have a couple of questions. What are the main features of the hoodie that you're wearing?
It's
Just for the listeners out there that obviously want to cop one.
Well, it's an NHN hoodie made by us, eh?
So obviously he's not our salesman. Yeah, it is NHN made by Ozai. But like, what's it feel like?
What are the best
Very
features about it?
comfortable and cozy.
And does it always make you sound like a robot when you wear it?
I think it does.
Anyway, I don't think Dave's going to be selling anybody hoodies anytime soon. What's NHN? Great question from the audience. Great question from our live audience.
Zipperhead. Thank you. That's a fantastic question, actually. I think Divards can actually explain to you.
It's a electrical company. Electrical and aircon. Yours? No. David Nguyen's. He's going to be here soon. He is the owner, operator of the company. Yeah.
Thank you. This is great. We're getting like audience interaction, man. You know, people at home listening with no video, they're not going to know how many people are in the audience. Here's a hint. There's currently more people on stage than in the audience. And there's 3 people on stage.
You ruined it.
Sorry. I got to keep it real with them, man.
True. We're all about keeping it real here.
Yeah, we're all about
We
keeping
got
it
more
real.
people holding in.
Got to keep it real
Oh
with
my
our 12
goodness.
listeners.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome. We got 2 more. Wait, we're even now. Did you guys catch the last part?
Very good news.
So we're even now. We've just had 2 people show up. We're 8 minutes in, by the way, guys. Just chill out. That's all right. I don't know.
It does get livelier than this.
Did you guys? Did you stop by the watch store on the way and buy a watch? Obviously not. That's cool. That's all right.
Big love and shout out to Riss and Dunk who have just joined us at this.
Thank you so much for coming, guys.
Thank you.
We are now even, so it's 3 on 3. We are equal audience members to people on stage. So I think we're going to take this time to thank Divards one more time.
Thank you, Divards.
Make some noise. Check this out. Hey, check this out, guys. See that
I
shit?
hear the crowd going.
Yo, I can even turn it up. One more time for Divards Vu. Yeah. This is cool, man. This is cool. All right. You can go, bro. Cheers, brother. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers, guys. Cheers. Cheers, everyone at home. If you're listening to our 12 listeners. Cheers, guys. That's not a flex either. We do have 12 listeners. Our last episode, Lacerated Ballsack, has been going crazy, man. It's got like...
Wait, that wasn't the last episode.
Oh, no, it's not the last one. Sorry, it's one of the...
Oh, like one of the OG episodes.
One of the OG ones. But it's one of our more recent ones. Hang on, let me just pull it up.
What was the viewership from? Was it?
Let me pull it up for you. Dude, hold up. Feel the dead air. Oh, 162 plays. Either one person listened to it 162 times, or 162 people listen to it. Why would you ever listen to this?
That was me driving home. Just had it on repeat.
Yes. Driving.
Got to get those numbers up the
Driving to
streets.
Perth. Driving to Perth and back. Yeah, I don't know why anyone would tune in. Honestly, I don't even know why these guys turned up. Like, why are you here?
I told them it was the place to be. So.
Just tell them there's drinks.
No, full disclosure. I said to you guys, I said, yeah, you can rock up. It's all good. We'll see how it goes.
He made you guys rock up.
I did not. That is not true. D-Vance, get back up here.
D-Vance, man, how come you're so quiet on the mic? As soon as he gets off the mic, he starts talking about trash.
He's got a mouth on him as soon as he's off the stage.
Wow, this guy, he doesn't know how live podcasts work.
Yeah.
So let me just rattle off some facts. And I'm not bragging here. I'm not going to brag. But I will rattle off some facts.
So just in case viewers don't know, these are the facts about our OG podcast, which is still part of this podcast, Umami Nights.
Yeah, so we do, I guess, because we have sponsors, right? Because we got to pay the rent. Oh, Elson's here! Hey! Yeah, Elson's here. All right. Bring it in, brother. Set yourself up. We're
Set yourself up
11
right here,
minutes
actually.
in, so yeah, man, park your ass. Oh yes,
Oi, cat,
look at this
get
guy.
over here.
So, hey, Hoey's here! Hey! Wow!
Oh my goodness, royalty.
Hoey actually said to me, I want to be there before 7. Which is hilarious. Alright, so I'm not bragging, right? So we have a total of 453 plays of all time. We have an average of 6 plays per episode. Not bragging. Our audience size, I think it's gone down. It's actually, in the last...
After we started these live podcasts.
In the last 7 days, we have 4.
I want to take my name off this thing.
There's more people live than listening online.
Yeah.
It's arguably easier to listen online.
True.
And we have 17 Spotify followers. So we can pretty much start a cult at this point, right?
So if you're not following already, oh my god! Hey!
Holy, this is look at how many people in the crowd now.
It's pretty
It's
good. I feel
crazy.
better now. Yeah.
I feel like we have this pressure to perform now.
No, just get people to come up and talk. I don't want to talk.
I'm going to keep bragging. I'm going to keep rattling off some numbers. Not bragging. So, like I said, episode 20, Lacerated Ballsack, 162 plays.
And that's the highest plays
That is the highest.
Okay.
However, it is an outlier because our next highest play is called Tinder for Old People. All right, well, let's play a game.
Tinder.
Do you think it's above or below 100? Above. I love your optimism. It's below.
Womp womp.
So do you think it is above or below 50? I love your optimism. Oh, not wrong one.
Oh,
No.
turn it off.
That one, that's the one. So it is below 50. D-Vance is the only one that knows us. Yeah, so Tinder for Old People, we racked in a whole 27 plays.
Yeah, wow.
Pretty sure 7 of them were mine.
I don't remember any of these episodes. 'Cause
I don't
was
either,
drunk
man.
half the time.
Oh man, this is the first time. I'm surprised I remember my password.
Yeah, true.
So do you want to just give the people a bit of a backstory of the episode, the podcast?
I hope you weren't going to say episodes, because I don't remember anything from those episodes. So a bit of backstory is when me and Chong obviously started doing these podcasts, it was a bit of a muck around. I'd come over, I'd get fed, I'd get drunk, and the rest of the night was pretty much just whatever we whatever we chatted about. I don't know. We did that for like a couple of years. It was dope. It was good. We spoke on like music facts and like I guess the Asian community, like everything that's been happening in the arts, and obviously Lacerated Ballsacks. So yeah, it was good. It was good times.
Yeah, it was. It's hilarious because it was so short-sighted of us to do the podcast because we've pretty much incriminated ourselves. So if anyone was to try and cancel us, it'd be pretty easy. Not that we'd ever get to a position of where we need to be cancelled. We probably should be, to be quite honest.
It would just mean we made it, that's all. So,
Yeah, true. Yeah, maybe.
so we haven't made it yet because we haven't been.
I love how these girls laughed. Like, yeah,
That's why I got them to come. They're my biggest supporters.
Let's go! Hey, David's here. David's here. The other David.
My man.
Yo, we got to know. What was your what did we say your David name was gonna be? Davidos.
Davidos.
Davidos. Come through, bro. Do you want a drink? Go grab a beer. We're 15 minutes in, by the way. Just saying. Obviously, David didn't stop by the watch shop either. Seems nobody. We should just open a watch shop outside, so people can tell the time. Anyway. Stop it, guys. Stop. It wasn't that funny. Yeah, so we have a special guest in the house. We have a few really special guests in the house, man.
Audience.
I want to start with a young fella who has just showed up. We've done a little bit of work together. He's played Southside by Night. He dropped some really cool music, man. He's also a barber. But I want you to make some noise. Welcome to him to the stage. Zipperhead!
Yeah, let's go!
Step up to the stage, Mama G.
Let's go.
By the way, just so you guys know, if you're in the live audience, expect to be interviewed.
Expect to be heckled.
I didn't realize that was coming up, but
No.
Neither we didn't realize you were going to come.
Neither did we. But young Zipperhead over here is a rapper. He's an artist. He is a barber as well. So if you need a fresh cut, hit my guy up. Anthony. Oh, we already said hi to Anthony. Bro, this must be
Deja vu.
This must be so frustrating for the listeners at home. It's like just put your thoughts together. Yeah. You know what I mean?
it's like artistic freeform. Like it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is.
I like it.
It is. I mean, that's calling it artistic is a bit of a stretch.
That's okay. That's all right.
But so Zipperhead, man, like let's get to know you a little bit, man. Let's tell everyone a little bit about yourself, how you started in the arts. What kind of music do you make? What other kind of art do you make? Where are you based? And what your star sign is.
That was a lot of questions.
Start with the last one. That's the most important one.
Sequentially, I'm Capricorn. I don't know.
Wow, I don't
know
even.
if that means anything.
I don't know what it means either.
I didn't think that you'd know that, but okay.
How I got started. Well, I've always been drawing since I was like a very young kid. Like, I just like drew obsessively and like painted, and I was just like really obsessed with drawing, pretty much. I think I always had like a fascination with music, but I didn't have like the resources to get more into it until I got like older and like became an adult, pretty much. So yeah, I used to paint a lot when I was like 10, 14, 15, 16. I don't really paint anymore. I kind of think of like music as my painting, and I think of that as like my creative expression, but I do want to get back into drawing, and I did used to do like a little martial arts and a lot of stuff like that when I was a bit younger, which I found was like a creative outlet as well.
So when it comes to painting, I'm just really curious. Were you doing like French tip, or were you doing like glitter? Like, because Vietnamese, as Vietnamese people, it's very competitive out there with the painting.
Do you know what's funny? My mom is actually she does nails.
Does she really?
So I would every day.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
Can I swear? Is that right?
Yeah, you do
Yeah,
it.
so she would fucking bring me to the nail shop, and I'm like 8 years old, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking go. And I'm like at the fucking, and like I'm like 8 years old, and like the clients are looking at me like, why is there a fucking 8-year-old child in the shop? And then like I would hang around like in the back, and there's like acetone and shit, and I'm like getting fucking high off the fucking fumes. Like, I don't know, I fucking probably gave me brain damage.
Is that why you?
And I think that's maybe when I wanted to be a fucking musician or
That's what I was gonna say. Is that when you woke up and you're like, nah, I'm gonna start rapping now?
But we've just discovered Zipperhead's origin story.
So
So you're you're 8 years old. You're in the back of the nail salon, getting high off the acetone.
Yeah.
You're like painting your nails. You paint on the walls. I'm like, whoa! I don't have to like confine myself to the nails. I can actually paint on canvas. Or
Yeah.
what was your like method? Where would you like to paint?
I just painted on like actual canvases for real. Like I had actual canvases that I painted on. I'm kind of sad that like I didn't like save the paintings because I just kind of threw them away. But I do have a lot of drawings that I've saved from my childhood, from like when I was like 14. And you know what's cool is that when I was like year 8, I was making like comic books. So that was actually my dream when I was very, very young. I wanted to be an illustrator, but it didn't really materialize. So yeah, so I actually drew like manga and like actual comic books, and I planned it all out and everything. But I don't know, I just like it just never really happened. So yeah.
So, what then was your entry into music? Like, when did you wake up after the acetone trips?
Yeah, well, you know, I came back to Earth, and then I've always been into reading, like writing, and I got very like I love writing short stories. Oh, sorry, when I was like in high school, and I got like awards for it. So I had like the highest English like distinctions in school. So I would like always just write. Basically, like any creative outlet I could. That's what I was doing. And then year 8, I saw like my elective. I was like looking through. It was like philosophy, all that bullshit. And I was like, oh, music. Fuck it, I'll give that a go. And yeah, since year 8, since I was almost 14, 15, just been kind of doing it.
Yeah, that's excellent, man. Because I listen to music. I'm a fan of your work, man. I think, you know, because I'm a lyrics guy. I like storytelling. I like words. Not bragging. So I can speak it.
Chong got a high distinction as well.
You like English? I get it.
I like your English.
English?
So when it comes to like artists like yourself, Elsid, who's also in the crowd today, you know, and like I see the local rappers and the local artists still like really appreciating and furthering the craft of rap and hip hop. Dano is another one, and I know that we came up in the same era. We have a lot of we share a lot of the same taste in music.
Yeah, 100%.
So when I hear the young fellas coming up and they still really care about, you know, rap and lyrics and storytelling and that, I'm like, yes, come with me, son, come with me.
Don't go.
Can I ask you questions?
Oh, okay, of course.
So,
you have to talk to my manager though. But
so growing up, who were your, like, how did you get into hip hop and who were your influences? Like, who were the rappers you kind of looked up to and been like, damn, I want to be like that?
Early on, I knew, like, Tupac. I knew, like, obviously because of the era that I'm old, bro, by the way. So I remember the day Tupac died. So I grew up in Carroll Park, right? Shit, bro, I'm old as shit, bro. I know I look like I've just turned 19, but you know what they say about Asians and raisins.
How old How old do I look?
Oh, you still look 8 years old, bro.
Shit.
It's all that acetone.
Still high up the acetone.
That story actually only happened yesterday.
Everything up until this point hasn't actually happened.
I don't want to be a downer, but you're still tripping, bro. But yeah, so Tupac was a big one, only because I saw the impact that he had on culture around the world. But as far as like artistry goes, you know, like Andre 3000s, Nas, bro, a lot of underground artists. Del the Funky Homo Sapien was a big one. Just like a broad range, because I sort of discovered them in like eras. So like it was, you know, like when Tupac was around, it was all like a lot of West Coast stuff. And then once I discovered that, and then I sort of went, well, what else is there? And I sort of went to the East Coast stuff, and that was very boom bap, very lyric heavy, you know. And then that was like, oh, they're treating rap as like a specific thing with just crafting raps. Whereas the West Coast was very vibey, you know, like it was like music, it was songs, they were writing songs, you know what I mean? And then like, yeah, the East Coast was just like, just raps, battles, and all that, so.
Was hip hop, I mean, it is still very punk today, very almost rebellious, but back then when you were like a teenager, was it like kind of the thing where it was like, yeah, fuck all the music that was old, I like this new music, and it pisses old people off? so I'm gonna listen to this music because it's cool. And then like, was that like why it was cool as well?
I don't know, man, because like at that time everybody was listening to rap. Like that was was just like the dominant genre. I think it still is, right? Like
I feel like everyone like rap is like the biggest ever. Like,
Yeah.
basically, it's like the biggest genre.
yeah, like
Yeah, I think the lines are blurred just like with what rap is though.
Yeah.
These days. Like it's very different obviously from me and you when we were growing up. But that natural like progression from West Coast to East Coast and backwards and forward, I think that even happens in like the musical landscape now. Like you still have artists like obviously like your Kendricks and your J. Cole's like still like being very lyrical and stuff, but then obviously you got your Drakes that are still doing that sort of vibe. I mean, when I first got into hip hop, like it was literally because my sister gave me like a mixtape, these little cassette things that you would put inside stuff and play them.
Damn.
And
I remember CDs.
they're about like this. They're about like this big. Anyways, you can look them up. It's a real thing, I promise. But yeah, she gave me a mixtape, and it was all like G-funk. So it was like obviously like your Tupacs, your like Bone Thugs even, and all that sort of stuff. So then, like you said, you listen to it, you go through it, then you start exploring like the East Coast, and I started getting into Nas, starting into like Mobb Deep and stuff like that. So
I feel like artists nowadays it's kind of mutated into different genres of things. Like if you think of Frank Ocean, he's not necessarily just R&B, but hip hop. Almost like the trap influence, and then the lo-fi textures. Like it's really interesting.
Yeah, I think for better and for worse, like genres interchange, and like you get some really interesting artists like Frank Ocean coming out and doing stuff. And the same with fashion. Like fashion is so integrated now; it moves so quickly. What's hot right now will probably be different in like a month.
Yo, have you ever heard of Yeet?
Of Yeet?
Yeah, he's a rapper, bro.
Nah.
who is it?
His name's Yeet.
So we're talking about cheese.
No, he's like an actual rapper. He's like a fucking hard rapper.
Yeet,
He's,
as in
he's straight up
YWT?
like Yeet, like Yeet.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was trying to figure out if there was a T at the end of that, or
No,
was it
like
just
he's
like
a
Yeet?
real rapper.
Nah, because the way you said it was like, bro, have you heard of Yeet? I'm like, you trying to sell me drugs? Are you trying to sell me acetone?
I wasn't.
Should we have this conversation outside, or
You trying to paint my nails?
I'm just,
to get behind the acetone?
just going on what you're saying, because like he's actually a white rapper.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, controversial.
Yeah. And he raps
Well, not so
like
much
he
anymore.
like makes up a lot of words and shit. And he raps like he's like a mumble rapper basically. Like he's like Future and Young Thug had a white baby, essentially. No, but like it's hard because like he's very melodic and it's very punk. Like it's very like I don't give a fuck about what you guys think. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do this, and I don't really care. And he's like rich, like he's fucking made it basically.
That's cool. I'll have to
So-
check him out.
Yeah, and he's like one of my favorite rappers, honestly. And that's the thing. Like I'm like, oh okay. Sometimes you can be so deep about shit, and like I love Nas, and I do love Andre's verses. But then sometimes I just want to turn up and listen to some like actual bullshit. Like,
That's dope, man. That's dope.
Don't
man.
we all, brother?
Yeah.
Don't we all?
That's dope, man. And I think that perspective and that appreciation for different types of music is kind of like lost a little bit sometimes, because when the rap heads, especially around my era, like they're just so pure about rap. Like it's so always about bars. Like nobody gives a shit about your bars, man. It's like you and everybody else sometimes,
sometimes vibe is like better. You know, like there's this artist Leith. He's coming to perform next week, and you almost can't really hear what he's really saying, but it's just so vibey. Like you get lost in the song. He's from Melbourne.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
And he's really talented.
What's
actually.
his name?
Leith, like Lithe.
Okay.
Yeah, he's really good.
Did you do any work with him?
No.
Yeah. No, like for real, like.
Oh, okay. It's just a random question. I'm so sorry. All right, so Tupac or Biggie?
Oof.
Pac.
I've answered this question a few times. Do you want to go first, Dave?
Pac for me, just because that's just what I grew up on. I can look at it through like rose-colored tin now and sort of analyze like who was the better rapper and all that sort of stuff. But as far as like heart and sort of that early day impact on just making people feel like, oh damn, like this, let's transform the landscape of what hip hop looks like. I think he just left a much bigger impact for me, anyways, personally.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like it depends on what criteria that I'm using to judge. But as far as like what you just said, impact on culture and influence, he actually changed culture. He's like our generation's Bob Marley. Like he shifted culture, forced political change. Big is a great rapper. He's a really good rapper. If you
definitely.
were to say rapper versus rapper, Biggie
Oh, hands
would
down.
be better.
It
But
runs
as far
circles
as
around Park.
yeah,
Sure.
but as far as artistry goes, I would say Tupac.
Yeah, agree.
These are really good questions, bro. You should start a podcast.
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about like cutting people's hair and doing a podcast, but
That's a good idea.
I don't really
Sounds
have any.
dangerous, but yeah. fuck
I
yeah,
straight up don't have a place to set up. For me, I think I like Biggie's flow musically. I really like the music. But Tupac definitely represents something bigger. And the way he like talked, it inspired people. And I think that's probably the most important thing, to be able to inspire people through literally just your words, which
Yeah.
is a very powerful thing. And,
100%.
and
And it's kind of like why, I don't know, I might be speaking out of turn here, but it's kind of like why I got into it, and most rappers get into it, is because like you see something wrong and you don't know how to fix it, and the only thing you can do is talk about it. But if you
yeah.
talk about it, it's like no one's listening, but like what kind of platform can I use to get people's attention, you know? And when you hear somebody like Tupac doing it, I'm like, oh, damn, he's using his voice, like what you're saying, to change things, to try to change things anyway in his community. Yeah. That's like, oh, I'm going to try and do that.
You look at any of his like marketing collateral, like back in the day, like any of his interviews and things like that, and he's just always on talking about an issue, talking about something, you know. Whereas you look at any of the interviews like with Biggie, you know, Biggie's just doing his thing, he's just having fun, he's, you know, just making the music. And there's nothing wrong with that, but like, yeah, as far as cultural impact, Park, for sure.
I was talking to David about this, and yeah, like for me, like making music is the same. Sort of like I use it as like a conduit for like self-actualization. So it's like for me to write about my experiences and then the circumstances that surround it makes me understand like life better.
Yeah.
And then more just like explore myself. Like, okay, the more I write, the more I'm getting more deeper into who I am and like what I think I am.
Yeah.
And then like breaking down like, okay, am I being honest with people, or am I putting on like a mask, or am I being a fucking weirdo?
I
You know?
think this is what white people call journaling. Right? Are you white, bro?
Yeah.
What are you? Are you European?
I'm half white, fuck you.
What's the other half?
Portuguese.
Portuguese. Oh, okay. Well, colonizing. Oh, thank you, darling. I just had Delina bring me a beer. But yeah, like, so when you're colonizing people, right? And you're on your boat sailing back to Portugal, are you like, oh shit, are you like, dear diary, today we went to Brazil. we picked up a ship full of slaves. But yeah, to your point, man, I think that's what it is. It's so, you know, like when we were growing up, therapy is not a big thing in our culture. You know what I mean? Like we don't have, you know, like mental health. We're dealing with a lot of secondhand trauma passed down from our parents. A lot of the time our parents are from like pretty bad situations, war-torn countries and all that sort of stuff. And they pass on that trauma to us. We don't know what it is at the time. We're just surviving. They're just surviving, right? And we're just doing what we think is right. And then we see other people like us in our neighborhoods doing the things that we're doing, and we just gravitate towards each other. And next thing you know, we're falling into these habits. And it's just like it becomes an us against them mentality, right? But we never stop to go, all right, well, so what is the mechanism here that is making us like, that is the catalyst for these behaviors? Why does XYZ's dad always get drunk and beat his mum? Why does XYZ's dad and mum go to the casino and gamble everything away? Why, like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's like, I forgot who said it, but it was someone that said to forgive is to understand. So when you're growing up in like that kind of circumstance, you're kind of like angry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you're like
Still
you're
angry
angry.
now,
You're
man.
definitely
Shit.
angry at the world, and you're like you feel like fight or flight, and you're like.
Yep.
And then I definitely felt that like a lot growing up, and I'm like definitely switching that and like getting out of survival mode and being like, okay, I'm cool. Like I can like do this. Everything's cool, and I can just like be happy instead of like angry at people. And then like when I was first starting making music, I basically only shouted because that's like the only way I could express how I felt. Really,
Yeah.
like I was just fucking angry all the time.
Yeah, we went through a shouting phase.
Yeah, teenage angst. Just like I'm just mad at like because you're so powerless.
Yeah.
You don't have any control. You don't have any power, and it's like, well, I can yell, I can annoy people.
I think that's why, like, when it's lucky to have like a creative sort of aspect to your, I guess, to your psyche, because you discover things and you discover answers about, I guess, the people around you and, like, say, like your family, a lot quicker than just sort of going through life and being like, oh, I wonder why people are like this, I wonder why people are like that. When you start sort of self-exploring yourself, you start to figure out why some people act the way that they do, because you act a certain way as well.
Yeah, I watched this reel, and it said like your parents, it's their first time living life too, so you shouldn't be angry at them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, facts.
for whatever things they go through and like they've done, like maybe you feel like they've done to you. They've worked really hard, like especially immigrant parents. I used to be very angry at my parents like all the fucking time, and like they're very dysfunctional. Like they're very fucking like madly like cannot communicate, and they're fucking kind of straight up like I'm not gonna lie, like a little bit mentally ill. But no, like I love them. I really do love them to death. So like
We'll tag you, your mom, and your dad.
yeah, like my dad, you know, I sat down with my dad, and you know, we never really talked, and we're just chilling, and I asked my dad like, you know, Dad, why are you a millionaire? why did we grow up so hard? Like I just was feeling very sorry for myself, basically, and he said, son, you know, I raised you with like 2 brothers, so I raised 3 kids, and your mom had to stay at home on me just on my own salary, like as a butcher, for like fucking like 25 years, which was very hard. And he also had to send money back home to his family to support his family, like his like fucking mom and dad in Vietnam as well. So he had all of this social debt as well as like just like actual fucking debt from like the mortgages and shit. And it was really hard to like raise everyone and like support himself as well. And he had to do it just like doing really hard physical work. And I was really complaining about it, like, you know, like, oh fuck, I hate working, basically. And he said, son, like, you know, I came here to this country so you could have a better future, right? If not for me coming here, you would be on the street selling like fucking fried bananas and shit and being like, yeah, and and then like your brothers too, right? And I came here so you could do what you want to do. Every dollar you make is for you. There's no anything attached to it. Like every dollar is profit for you. And I'm like, oh shit, fuck, I have like everything I work for is for me. You know what I mean? Like every dollar I make to put into music or art or even just like to get tattoos and shit, I'm like, it makes me really feel like proud of myself.
Yeah, and it is just the opportunity at the end of the day. It's the opportunity to like be safe. You know what I mean? Like you're safe. Like we like to like glorify rap and say like we're from a like dangerous neighborhood, and it's like, bro, it's nice outside. It's like you might hear sirens at night, but it's pretty. At least there's sirens.
It's not Brazil.
You know what I mean?
Like it's not.
It's not Brazil.
Yeah, like it's not.
Thanks, bro.
Like it's the hood, but I don't think it's like. Like there's poverty, but like it's not like desolate, abject poverty. Like it's just like kind of funny poverty. I mean, it's kind of like I don't know. It's like humorous to me. I mean, it's like
That's not to downplay like people in poverty.
No.
But there is like if you look back and you're realistic about where our parents came from, then it does put things in perspective.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's funny in a way that it's the absurdity of comparing what we go through here with what's happening like overseas. Even like it is funny in a way that we even wake up and can complain about something.
Man, I used to like. I didn't have a room till I was like 12. Like I didn't have my own room.
Yeah.
So like I would sleep with my brothers or my parents till I was like 12 years old. So like the fact that I have like a room, I'm like, oh shit, like I have my own room. Yeah. Which is like that seems almost absurd, you know, to a lot of people. But like I'm happy that I have a room to sleep in that's like my own space, you know?
Yeah, man, that's such a good perspective to have, man. Especially when you have people in your life that can check you, that do remind you, like, hey, just so you know, if it wasn't for me, you'd be selling ripe bananas. For us, it was raffle tickets and newspapers. So my mum and dad would be like, well, my dad didn't really say much, but mum was always like, yeah, if it wasn't for us, you'd be selling raffle tickets in newspapers. I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll just do that. Because I'm just doing a podcast here in Australia with 12 listeners.
You've come a long way, man. It's come a long way.
It's more than, yeah, well, look, there's, how many people we got now? We got Amy. Oh, Amy showed up, Vinny's here. There's enough people in the audience that we can actually just rattle off their names and it's not going to disturb the podcast. There's Toy's here, Joe's here, Ing's here. Thanks for coming, guys. Really appreciate it.
Much love, appreciate it.
I did say, though, right, like we were going to be live podcasting from 7 to 8, so you know that this was going to happen, eh? Cool. So you actually showed up for this part? No, you didn't. You just pulled up in your
I
shit
told them that was going to be a big piss
looking
up.
for people to colonize.
Yeah, I had no idea.
let's go.
I had no idea that was gonna happen. So
You didn't know this was going to happen?
no, well, I didn't think I'd. Oh, I knew the podcast probably would happen, but I didn't think I'd be like up here.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
Because on the post, the podcast part's like in tiny print, right?
It's like the trap.
No, that's the wrong one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Zipperhead, man, is there anything you want to plug before we get you out of here, man? Where can we check out your music? What are your social handles?
I'm just on Spotify. It's Zipperhead, all caps. It's the one with my face on it. And my Instagram is just ZipperheadX. I am working on an album. I'm working on it, so
Yeah.
just look out for that, pretty much.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah, bro. And we're going to get you back to cut hair while we do this. That'll be dope.
Yeah, bro.
Have you in the corner
I'll cut your hair as you're doing it.
Yeah, that'd be sick, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Zipperhead. Thank you, brother. Thank you, bro. This is awesome, man. This is actually turning out to be a pretty good show, man.
Yeah, I was skeptical, but no, it's turned out good.
It's what, sorry?
I was skeptical, but it's turned out good.
I'm skeptical every time.
I thought we'd have to bring D-Barts back up. Where is he? Oh, no,
He's at the back now.
Yeah, it's fine.
This is awesome. People actually showed up. Elson's here. He brought his guitar. We're
Yes,
going to
sir.
do something a little bit special later on. Yeah, man. So just had to take a quick break there to rehydrate.
Yes,
It's
sir.
it's getting cold, ladies and gentlemen. And you need to make sure that you hydrate, because if you don't hydrate, you're going to get sick. And also, when it gets cold, you need to make sure you're keeping warm. So when you're sleeping at night, make sure you got doonas, blankets, all that sort of stuff, hoodies, or hydrate. That's right, yeah, yeah. So make sure you're staying warm with what you're wearing. And some of the best gear that you can get is from Oiza'oi. It's
No.
There is no shame in my game, brother.
I live by his words.
Right,
It's for
so
real.
this sweater that I'm wearing right now, coincidentally, is on for pre-order. Okay, so jump onto oiza'oi.com.au. We will pre-order it. We will not do them again. So if you miss out, you miss out. The amount of people that we've had come up to us and goes, "Oh, are you doing that other one again?" Like, no, bro.
Nah.
Negative.
Get out of here.
Just get it now,
Yep.
because we're going to move on with another design. We do the small batches. If there's too many out there, people are just going to be like, "Oh no, I'm not going to wear that no more because there's too many people wearing it." All right, we're a tight, small community. While we're at it, speaking of community, I need to plug our sponsor overlords again.
Let's do
so
it.
if it wasn't for these sponsors, we would not be here doing this for you guys. We're going to try and grow this, and I think we're about at max capacity.
We're capping it. We're capping it.
We're
at what,
capping
20?
it. Well, so, okay, I'll do the sponsors first, and
Yeah.
I'll give you a bit of a rundown of what we're trying to do here. So, big shout out once again to Foy Friday sponsors. Bonjour Banh Mi in East Brisbane and Lemak Express, Malaysian street food, comfort food, all over Brisbane, man. They've opened up a brand new store in the city at Grand Plaza.
Yep.
Is it called Grand? No, Queens
Plaza? Queen's Plaza.
Plaza. Brown stains, yeah.
Right, we should probably
Queens Plaza. Sorry, I should know this. This
Yeah,
is
you
our
should.
sponsor, man.
He's not going to sponsor us next
Well, I
time.
guess we just lost the sponsor.
We just lost a sponsor. Anyone want a sponsor?
Yo, has anybody got a small business that wants to sponsor us?
Orange Digital?
It's very expensive. It's very expensive. For this? Why would you pay for this? Yeah, you just want to colonize us. You don't want to sponsor, eh?
No.
You don't want to give anything. You just want to take. But yeah, so Bonjour Banh Mi, thank you so much. Lemak Express, thank you so much. Make some noise for our sponsors, man. Appreciate you. Make sure you stop by, support the businesses that support us. But yeah, with this podcast, so it started out us getting drunk, eating, talking mad trash. And then eventually we reformatted to fit for Fridays. And we're trying to just get like a bit of a Tiny Desk feel. So we're going to do, at the end of this, we'll do a little bit of music, do some karaoke. We got some singers in the house. We got some artists in the house. So it's just going to be a hang, basically. We're just going to get together, connect, talk to each other, get to know each other. Because at the end of the day, man, like we could try and leverage each other's skill sets and, you know, like our connections in the industry or whatever. So, yeah, just build a bit of a community around it. What was I going to do? Oh, I was going to bring up our special guest.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Should we bring up our special guest?
Of course we should.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may know him from TikTok as okay, let's rattle off the characters. One of my favorite ones is the Planet of the Apes character. You may know him as the Asian Jamie Oliver. You may have seen him with his Camry freestyle. You may know him as 50 Dong. You may know him as Hoey Farmer. Make some noise for Andy Ho. Yeah. Oh, sorry, bro. Cheers, bro. Andy Ho, ladies and gentlemen, aka Hoey Farmer, aka 50 Dong, aka V-Unit.
Hi. Hello.
So, Hoey Farmer.
Yeah, hey, how you going? Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah.
It's good to have you here, man. Hoey Farmer, if you didn't know, has just recently made the change to Brisbane. He is now a Brisbaneite, and he is staying down in the southwest side of Brisbane, actually around the Inala area, without giving away your address. Otherwise, you're going to get naked ladies with the undies showing up to your house.
Yeah, around you guys.
Yeah, around us.
You ethnic.
Yeah, keep saying. Go, ethnic.
South side.
So, what made you change location, man? Like, how come? Because you were in Darwin, weren't you?
Yeah, I was in Darwin, multiple arrest warrants, and just on the run. And no, I'm kidding. Just family stuff, and you know, got sick of the farm.
Because you're actually a farmer. That's not a gimmick. That's
like my dad owns a mango farm, and it has 7 different types of varieties of fruit: rambutan, jackfruit, starfruit, guava.
That's
Chinese apple, hog plum, pomelo.
Pomelo, love pomelo.
Yeah, and then winter you can sow peaches. Did you say peaches? Was that that's all right. You can say peaches. No. So peaches that don't grow in Darwin. Darwin's very hot, so it's okay. Darwin is known for growing okra and mango. I think peaches would be in South Australia, something like that. Sydney, I don't know. Are you from there? You like peaches? There's something you want to say? No, you're right.
He likes hashtag peaches.
Yeah, me too.
But it's the peaches emoji that he
I
likes.
don't mind that. Hey, we can all have some peaches.
So you're originally from Sydney, from Canberra.
Yeah. So born in Sydney, grew up in Sydney, moved around, lived in New Zealand for 3 years. Yeah, it was
No, I didn't know that.
Maoris, yeah. So
Maori.
the Samoans, you know, and then I became like an islander. Yeah, I adopted a lot of islander friends, African friends. Because when I first moved to New Zealand, I was the only Vietnamese guy in the school. So it's Christchurch, it's a real white area. So they just put me with a buddy, and his name was David Koo. He was Taiwanese. And then he would take me to the rest of the Taiwanese. It was like a whole bunch of like herd of Taiwanese people, and they were speaking Mandarin. And they like to play basketball, and I like to play basketball. So we connected through the basketball, and they would call me Yunnan, which is Vietnamese, Mandarin for Vietnamese.
Oh, really?
Yunnan. Anyways, and started there, and then worked my way out, got free of the Taiwanese, and managed to make more like, you know, different varieties of friends, black fellas, white fellas.
Any Vietnamese fellas?
No, very rare.
Not in Christchurch?
There are a couple, right? And then there's this one where their last name would be Vietnamese, but the guy's Chinese. It's very deceptive, like
Undercover.
Like, so yeah, his name is Stephen Trung. He's like, fuck, this guy's Vietnamese for sure.
That's like me.
But I'm Chinese.
That's like me. I'm a
Chinese,
new
bro.
one, but I'm actually Chinese.
Yeah, man.
No,
So
I'm
it was
not.
tough.
Just joking. But you believe me for a second because of this.
It's an illusion.
I'm an Asian chameleon, bro. When I'm in around Logan, they think I'm Korean.
Yeah,
Or when I'm in Sunnybank, they think I'm Chinese. And then when I'm in Inala, they think I'm Korean.
Yeah.
They never think I'm Vietnamese.
So where are you Vietnamese?
I'm.
At home.
Oh, when I'm not when I'm in anywhere in like that's very white dominated, I'm just Asian.
Yeah.
They just go, oh yeah, that Asian guy. I'll take it. Oh, do you speak Asian?
Speak Asian, yeah.
Yeah, I speak
question.
Asian. I speak all types of Asian. So where did you go from Christchurch? You went straight
Back
to
to
Darwin?
Sydney.
Oh, back to Sydney.
And then got hooked on gambling, drugs,
Oof, personal attack
partying,
before.
raves. While trying to go to uni,
So how old were you when this
18,
happened?
21.
Okay.
Ish, and then I did corporate. I was in the corporate doing helping people, working sales, you know, and then I ended up working like a job active, helping people find jobs. Just crackheads in Blacktown, man. Just giving them their dough.
Crackheads in Blacktown.
Yeah, I was very popular amongst them. And
Yeah.
then my
That's
life
your
just-
fan base, bro. Crackheads in Blacktown.
Yeah, they trip out now. Hey, that's that fella that gave me
He
my
gave
dough.
me a job.
That's it.
He gave me handouts.
That probably happened, but yeah. And then I just life needed to change, so I went to Darwin and became a farmer. So whole 360, developed the Hoey farmer character, and here we are now. And then the character is now there's no more farm.
It's just Hoey now.
Now I'm just in the streets of Inala. Yeah,
Homeless farmer.
I'm the richest homeless guy in Inala right now. Doing pretty good.
So, because I remember I came across your stuff. It was I think it was a Vietnamese guy in Darwin, like the day 1, day 2.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
that one,
yeah.
right? That was the first one that I came across. I was like, bro, this guy is hilarious. And I think this was a few years back.
Yeah, about 3.
Yeah. So, what made you go, you know what, man, I want to start making content. I want to start doing comedy.
All right. So I'm 32 years old now. Believe it or not. Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
That's still much.
No, I'm 32. I wanted to do comedy since I was 18. Right. Because I love stand-up comedy. I just watched like Dave Chappelle on repeat, basically. And then I wanted to do it, but like I was just like too chicken and scared of what people thought about me, so I never did it. And then I had a friend, he was like a day 1 friend from school, and he always knew I could do impressions, everything. And he'd be like, fucking do a video, like it's been 10 years, you know what I mean? Like he'd always put it on me. And then I think it took me to remove myself from the city life and everyone who knew me, and I could just start a new person in the middle of the bush.
So it's like a bit of a reinvention of types.
Exactly, yeah. It's like a reinvention, reincarnation of myself.
How very Asian of you.
Very Asian.
So, what was the moment that you were like, today's the day, I'm just going to pick up the phone and I'm just going to create some content?
Oh, rightio. So that was a endless battle in the head. Because your first video is the hardest. You're like, what the fuck do I make? You know? And then, so I my first ever video that I made, that I posted on TikTok, was about the Asian banana. The small bananas. Sugar bananas, yes. And I said, in a normal accent, my accent, I was like, Asian bananas, they're smaller, but they're sweeter. And did like that. And then it kind of got like a couple views, like 10,000 or something, and it was like people from
Couple?
like, it was people from Africa and stuff saying, oh, you're that banana, I know that banana. That's not sugar banana, da, 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 da. They're just like debating about bananas, bro. So, okay. So I kind of like, okay, I'll keep going with this. So I just started doing fruit videos.
Yeah.
Just keep doing fruit videos. I did, what was it called? Jack on Jack. So I don't know if you know about this, but it's a jackfruit. And I took it out. It's like a bulb, empty bulb. Took the seed out and poured a shot of Jack Daniels in it. And called it Jack on Jack and fucking swallowed it and choked, burned, spicy, all that stuff. It was a legendary video, and that was like the original. But I didn't really blow up until I did Farmer Wants a Wife parody.
Yeah. I saw that one. Yeah.
And then I just clip like Channel 7 shit with the white lady saying, "Oh my God, he's so good." And then I'll be like, "Yeah, I need a girl to eat the snake and kill the chicken with one hand." And then that blew up. And then I was like, I keep smashing it. And then that's how I built everything. But then it's waves. So like everything dies. You have to keep doing something else.
Well, I was gonna say, like, what was the pressure like to obviously keep up with the content? Were you ever like, oh man, I gotta smash this out. What am I gonna think of? What am I gonna post?
Yeah, that's in the beginning because you want to grow your page.
Yeah.
So I would watch like Gary V, and he'd be like, "You gotta post 4 times a day," and shit, you know what I mean? You gotta keep posting. And then like, so I would keep thinking about that, and then like, obviously posting 4 times a day is crazy. But if you post once a day, that's good enough. So you keep that mentality. Sometimes you smash it, and then you start to learn the algorithm. Sometimes it doesn't like too much; it likes a little, all that stuff. But then again, I try not to get obsessed with it because if screws you up. So you just sometimes have to remove yourself from it, all of it. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Question from the audience. Zipperhead, come up here. Talking to the mic so that we don't leave the podcast listeners at home out.
Okay. Yo, so is there a formula?
I'm good. Yes. Yep. Hey, Zipperhead.
All right, I'm going to crush it. Is there a formula to going viral?
Is there a formula to going viral? Well, it depends on what kind of space are you in, or your music, right? So you want to go viral, but in what sector? Or you don't give a shit because you can just go viral. Just go and run naked in the fucking street.
Is it like evil virality and then like good virality? And
Yeah,
then
there is.
Yeah.
So you can, be corny and be the guy that just like drills for views. Obviously, you don't want to do that. But if you're asking in terms of like music, well, the music kind of social media is just like, What do you think about blowing up in music, like socially?
I don't know. It's never happened.
No one knows.
I'm podcasting right now, man.
Exactly.
Nobody knows about it.
Now the button.
Yeah. Well, what about yourself? What do you think about like what are artists doing to go viral?
It almost feels like what are they not doing, to be honest. I think it depends on the person. I feel like a lot of people are just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think there's a debate online. Well, not debate, sorry, conversation online where it's there's the rappers and then there's the social media rappers where it's like they've just become content creators. So yeah, a lot of them are just making content.
Yeah, like Island Boys. I'm an island,
Yeah.
and there was a guy called Lil Windex.
Oh
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like that's just gimmick, and I'm kind of like that too. I'm guilty. Like I'll do that shit. But as I said, that's a good way to get views. It's funny, but you're kind of like just becoming a comedian rapper, so to say.
Yep.
So then, if your rap is actually serious, then they're not going to take you serious. Obviously, the branding is important.
Yeah.
And then, so if you really are like a serious rapper and shit, I think the best way to go viral is just become the fucking best version of yourself, eh? And then the gimmicks, obviously, if you have a few baby mamas and drama, that will make you viral.
Yeah. Like, well, we'll go back to you as the comedian / rapper because you are doing the rap stuff now and you are taking it. And like a lot of people don't know, like Hoey's an actual rap head, man. Like when we started working together, he's deep in his rap knowledge and he's been listening to rap and like he has been.
Yeah, man.
He is like a closet rapper and he's only coming out of the closet now.
Love rap.
But like, so the reason why I was like, when we started working together, I was like, oh, dude, he's like a, we're going back a little bit now, and you young folks are not gonna know this, but like a Slick Rick, yeah, see, too old, or like a ODB from the Wu-Tang Clan,
Bro, this.
Yeah, too old still. I don't know. Do you guys know Georgie? Georgie? Yeah. So Georgie started out as like a comedian, like a YouTube guy, and he
Like
racked
that
up like
Rich Chigga dude. Was it
Rich Chigga.
Brian?
Yeah, another one, Rich Chigga, Rich Brian,
Yeah.
right? So he started out like very comedic, and then like just transitioned into making real music. But then I think it was like Eminem's always been humorous. Like he's always funny, he's always humorous. In his raps, he's got the Slim Shady character that he can get that humor out and that like that just extreme You know, like just did the most whacked out ideas. You know, and he could just use Slim Shady as that alter ego to get all of that out. And then when he needs to write something serious, it's like, oh no, I'm Marshall now. But when he talks about like murdering people and burying his wife, and that was like, oh no, that was Slim Shady.
Yeah, but that's kind of tricksy. Like, not everyone's going to be able to like split themselves into that, you know, the two-way personality kind of thing. Because I think the thing with like Joji and Rich Brian, like once they realized that they had an audience, they cut all that like gimmicky shit out and just went like full ball serious. Like you look at Joji's music, like
It's pretty well done
Yeah.
and pretty good. Like it's good. There's nothing comedy really about it. Like
Yeah.
satire, like Lonely Island, like Weird Al Yankovic, like that
Yeah.
stuff. So I think that's where I lay. I'm not gonna claim I'm a freaking real rapper and shit because I know it's hard being a fucking real rapper. Seen it. I've done rap shows, forgot all the lyrics. It's hard. It's tough out here. You know, it's real competitive. So shout outs to you guys. And I just like to comedy rap and I like to freestyle. I just like I'm good at that. Like I will just like in Darwin I would just hang out with these like random dudes and then just freestyle for like 3 hours about nothing.
Yeah, I wouldn't sell yourself short. Like I've worked with Hoey in the studio, so I know his capabilities, and I think you're still like transitioning into the like, you know, like being a full rapper. But it's tricky for you because like you still are a comedian. You do stand up all the time and all that sort of stuff. So it's hard to split your time.
Yeah, definitely. I think with the rapping, like I have rapped in my real voice and I hate it. Like I just hear rappers, shut up, you know. But I think it's just getting familiar with my voice and the whole Aussie accent versus American accent. You don't want to sound like that. And that's what I like about Aussie rappers when they stay Aussie and they really like 1-4 and shit. You know, really own it. That accent, the voice.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm working on. So once I get that, I'm fucking putting out albums. But for the meantime, I'm just working on stand-up comedy at the moment.
Yep.
That's my main focus, writing jokes.
Excellent. And we also do have another song coming out.
Yeah.
Which we might preview later on when we turn this off. We can preview it. It'd be
World
sick, man.
premiere.
World premiere.
What do you want to tell them about the song, Charlie?
What do you want to tell? Oh, no, you know what? I'll let you tell it.
All right. Well, you
Because
guys.
I don't mind either
So
way.
you guys heard of Viet Gang? Okay. Well, this
Nobody's heard of it.
Nobody's heard of Viet Gang. Well, Viet Gang is the song that we did together. It was so good. And then now this is the part 2, a sequel.
Part 2 of Viet Gang.
Sequel, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's like the movie The Last Samurai, but has a sequel.
Wait,
This is what this song is. A sequel.
So much to unpack.
Exactly. Think about it.
I am thinking about it.
Think about it. Hey.
Yeah. It is a little bit like The Last Samurai in that.
Oh, should we tell them the title of the
Yeah,
song?
for sure. Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a club banger.
Sure.
Upbeat. And the song is called Ando.
You guys know who Ando is? Yeah. So we named it Ando. We were working in the studio together. Just by studio. When I say studio, what do you guys think? Do you guys think like Dr. Dre, like big boards, desk, faders, microphone, all that? When I say studio, I just mean my house. Just like my movie room.
These kids doing homework. Hi, mate.
I was like, Daddy's busy, I'm in the studio. But yeah, man, so we started writing here. Did we? We started writing upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, upstairs here.
Came here, yeah.
Yeah, so we
Spent
started
some time
writing.
with you. We're like, let's make a song about fishing.
That's right,
That was the first idea. Let's make a song about fishing and how we want to fish and, what was it? Feed the people some
Yeah.
shit about Jesus? I don't know.
Yeah. We were trying to tap into that Catholic crowd, so like it's like a built-in audience there. There's a lot of money there. You know, Portuguese, yeah, you know, yeah.
Yeah. And then it kind of moved into, I was like, let's just do a club banger. Like, we didn't want to do some J. Cole shit. We want to do some just club banger. Ando, the song is about banh mi and getting money. So Ando, the dough is spelt like pizza dough, D-O-U-G-H.
bars.
The Vietnamese people will get it. It's like, and an, and also in Vietnamese, if you say ang, It's very similar to An, the name. So Ang means eat. So eat dough, eat bread. Also bread, money. Anyway, we're just some rappers up here, man. You know what I mean? It's like,
Hey,
yo.
man, you get it. You get it tomorrow when you wake up. Oh,
It's all good. It's all good.
I'm done.
Oh my God. Anyway.
It's good. It's good, man.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
I never heard you rap like that before.
Bro, I was like,
You spazzing out like woo. Like
I was like,
Kanye, like
Super Saiyan
yeah,
on it,
Super
man.
Saiyan 4.
But we've actually got 4 songs together now.
Yeah.
In your meteoric rise in the rap world.
Yeah, man.
And like
I'm a plant.
industry plant. But yeah, so check Hoey out on Spotify, YouTube, all of that for his raps.
Yeah.
He's got VIET with Mix Miyagi,
Yeah, Mix
and
Miyagi,
me,
Shang Ali,
Viet Gang, obviously.
Gang, Ando on the way.
Yeah, and if you're
else?
scared, Nil Myself.
Yeah, Nil Myself.
With C-Rock. Yeah, man. So
Thank you so much for having me, man.
Hoey's in the streets, man. Come on now.
You're great.
Another
Thank you so
hand
much,
for
sir.
Hoey Farmer, man. Stick around, ladies and gentlemen.
My brother.
Stick around. Hoey's going to do some stand-up comedy. But we are about to wrap things up.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I've got my man Elsid in the house, and he's got his guitar, so I'm keen to get him up. And I want to kick this off, get some vibes going. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much once again for coming to the podcasting part of the evening. We are about to kick off the hang and the open mics, so stick around, grab yourselves a drink, get comfortable. This was a good one.
It was good. I was skeptical, but
I was, yeah, man. Like, when it was just me, you, and Tivat up here an hour ago, I was like, should we just shut this shit down?
I just didn't think anyone was going to come, so I had to get that level up. I'm still about here, so.
Oh, yeah. One last time, big shout out to our sponsors. Without them, this would not be possible. Shout out to Bonjour, Banh Mi, and Le Marc Express. Yeah. Other than that, man, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming through tonight. We hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Give yourselves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.